Hello, this is Asadic, and this is going to be an attempt at a super long form version of AI lines. So I'm going to go turn on my AI line helper preset in Content Manager, and I'm going to see what I can do to make the racing carts, the shifter carts, drive around the new Hulligan karting reliably for at least, we'll say maybe 5 laps, or I don't know, 3 laps or something. Um, and that I'm just going to go through this process. I haven't spent any time working on this, just to know that they kind of get stopped up sometimes here and there. And this would give me an opportunity to talk about some of the specifics of the AI hints INI, because I'm from looking at it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to make some adjustments here. And so we'll just start by what I normally do when I get a new track is I just load it up with up to, say, 23 opponents, and I just go into a race session. And then I'm going to drive around behind them, and I'm going to see what they do. And if they work without me having to do anything, then obviously that's fantastic. And there's nothing for me to do at that point. But that's not usually what happens. So I'm going to go to F5 cam, and I'm going to trail my car, and I'm going to just drive around behind them. I'm not racing. I just want to see what they're doing. Impacts. Okay, well, somebody spun somebody else around, which of course that stops traffic. Let's see what else happens over here. Somebody else got spun around, or spun sideways. They could have done that themselves. So let's go back to the replay. Alright, and I'm going to try to find the car that spun around. Okay, and now I'm going to back it up and try to figure out why it is. Okay, well, he just drove himself into the wall at that point. I'm going to see if this is a problem with traction. No, just that's maybe a bad line, or I don't know. Let's see. Let's turn on sidelines. That doesn't look that bad, actually. That looks pretty good. Let's back that up. And I think that I may have to double check the AI. Let me go to here. 8.3. No, it's not following my focus. And that's an option I can turn on. Anyway, so I need to figure out what this. Totally missed the turn there. So I'll need to get in my car and then figure out where that is. So this is roughly, let's say 0.08. So let's go back to here, and we'll say 0.08, 0.093, value 8. I'm going to save that. I'm going to check the log txt. I'm going to see if the hint's loaded. So it did load the hint. So it actually should have, I mean, I loaded this hints file from another track. And so let's exit. And I'm going to go into, I'm just going to go into hot lab session. So I already know that the AI is being problematic in certain places. And the guy did it by himself. It wasn't like somebody ran into him and spun him. He spun himself around. So I'm going to load up my car into a hot lapping session. And he still ran into that. And he still ran into that. Bumpy-ish. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's go back to, okay. So big swings. Let's try taking a big swing at that first corner. And looking at the sidelines, again, I'm not seeing a problem with the sidelines. And I'm using F5 cam because it doesn't wobble. All right, try again. Start session. Let's say from 05 to say 1, 2. So this is basically suggesting that they should be going much slower. Make sure that it loaded my hints. Yeah, it loaded the hint. I may just need to give it more lead time into the corner because it may have, the cart may be out of control before it even gets to okay. Well, that was actually kind of silly. But I'm going to drive around let's see. So this corner, definitely problematic. And even the very next corner was problematic. There's a bump there. Oh, 1.7. Point 2.1. I'm just gonna load up a bunch of data for these corners. I don't want to make a whole zone of. Let's do that. Let's just do this. Big swings, right? Let's just tell the AI to run it slow, and then we'll see what happens. Good times. All right. Try again. So let's see. We have a zone up until 0.3. Take that to fine. Say right 0.45. They have to increment. For I said this is going to be the obnoxiously long version, right? Although that line is much closer to the apexes, right? Let's just, before I start recording AI lines, which I think would probably be another video, let's just see what I can do about using what's provided. Okay, alright, so one guy driving around by himself, albeit probably slowly. So let's try bumping up some of these numbers. Let's go to like 0.7 and see what happens. One driver just making some laps. Lap. Probably not it. Okay, so 2 laps, good enough. Let's go back to a race session. And I'm going to drive around again behind them and just see if they complete laps. Go, go, go. Oh, smash. Hulk smash. That could be fixed with the AI line. Sorry, the sideline, possibly. We'll give that a second. Oops. Sorry. I'm starting to actually drive the car a little bit. Kind of how I keep track. So I've got my indicator here for how many positions and what position I'm in. This is how I know how many cars have retired or got some off track. If I just follow around behind the last guy, then it's much easier to keep track of who's still driving by checking the numbers. Ooh, big pile up. All right. Let's see. Replay. So now I'm going to get in the, let's see. let's start here, and we'll back this up, and we'll see what happens. So this is a little bit of a choke point. This guy is gonna hit that. Okay. So this is actually a perfect opportunity, I think, to talk about danger hints and what they really do, or how it seems that they work as far as I can tell. And so danger, we'll read this, and it came from the forums. Danger X is a hint that kicks in when the AI is engaged, and it's informing the AI to take it easy in that section if engaged. It's used very rarely. Whatever. I use it all the time. So just because maybe it's related more to karting, or maybe it's more useful for karting AI lines, possibly, because they do poorly with barriers. I don't know. But what the danger hint tells the AI is to not battle. So it's basically telling them, like, hey, stop fighting each other in this area. And the danger hint kind of implies that there's some obstacle or something on the left or the right, and that they should avoid it. I don't know that that's really what they do. But if you tell them to stop fighting for position in a certain place on track, they do better at staying inside the lines. And we'll go back here and we'll watch this. So this guy, he is about to completely drive outside the sideline. He is and he's. It doesn't even really look like he's battling, but he thinks he's battling for whatever reason. I guess because people are close enough that he thinks that's a battle. And bam, hits that thing. So let me figure out where this is exactly. So this is like 0.4. We'll say 0.40 to, I don't know, I'm going to guess 5.0, and then we'll let my car continue driving. Yeah, that'll probably do it. Let me try that again. And I'm going to check the log.txt. So user folder, OneDrive, well, whatever. User folder, got to get to my documents, set of course of logs, log.txt, and see if it reload from disk. Loading AI hints. It's complaining about there being no break hint. Danger 0. There is a danger 0. Let's try that again. Hint 1, 2. So I'm going to put a break hint in and make the value 1.0. So this really doesn't matter, but I'm just going to put it in and see if it makes the log file happy. Key not found. Alright, so I'm going to take all of this out. 0, 1, 2. Load that again. All right, well, yeah, sometimes it doesn't seem to like comments in the AI hints INI. So anyway, I took them all out, and then this seemed to work better. And there's no errors here, so that's good, right? And instead of using point 0 and point 9 left and right, I'm actually going to make those both 0.5. I'm not really sure how much the left and right matters. Can't say I'm an expert. I've just been trying things and then seeing what works. Because I'm not 100% sure the explanations are accurate. That's kind of the funny thing about programming. I'm gonna let the AI drive my car. It's like the comment about the code may have been accurate when it was made, and then somebody changed the code and never went back to change the comment. That type of stuff happens in programming and software. People make it through. Please don't fight each other. Okay, wait, that didn't. Oh, now they're just being super slow through there. Is that what just happened? All right, let's see. It is a little. Ooh, there's some contact. So this is a situation where we could put a danger. Who's? Oh, it's annoying. Play. And pause. F5. Who's the guy that ate it? This guy got turned around, right? Okay, yeah. So let's back it up. Back it up. I'll take it. All right, so another situation where the AI, if you see them drive outside the boundary, I think that's the indicator that they're battling for position, or they think they're battling for position. And they will completely ignore sidelines in these situations. That's the way it appears to me. So he hits this, and then, of course, spins the cart out. And then now everybody else is stuck trying to get around this guy who's pointing the wrong direction. So we'll go back to my car. So this is, we'll say, 0.001 to 0.05. One to 0.05. I'm gonna say this one to 4.5. It's all named correctly. All right, let's go. And I'm going to be a little bit optimistic here. And I'm going to drive my car now. See if I'm still recording my video. All right. And I'm going to ditch that as well. We're going to do my best to avoid racing. Oh man, come on. Guys. Alright, let's see. Okay, back it up. He just got pushed wide. Well, I mean, he didn't actually get pushed wide. I don't know if the AI knows how big the cars are. Obviously, these racing carts are quite a bit smaller than like GT cars. But they may not know that. So I'm going to take a look at something. I'm going to look at the sideline. I mean, just for fun, I'm going to load up my Joyta key with my so I'm going to just redraw this in a little bit, and we'll end that there. Finalize that. Exit. Race. Hold down the shift key to apply the sideline update to the fast lane. And try again. Let's repeat. Go, go, go. Oh, that guy hit that thing. You numbskull. the bumps out. This is not normally my good. Somehow it just ended up on this, and I didn't like it. Let's see, 4. Yeah. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to bump this forward a little bit to like 38. And again, this is sort of a guessing game, I think. Let's try that again. And I'm not necessarily trying to get all the cars to go around all the time, every time. I think there's gonna be situations where they battle and run into each other, but at the same time, you want them to usually make it all the way around without big problems. Let's see, onboard settings. Probably crazy one to watch. Probably some of the harder racing. Right, I think that's a success for now. Oh, I missed it. Pit. Alright, see, where's mine? Oh, sorry you had to retire, dude. Where am I? Should be here, right? Anyway, that's generally how I approach it, and yeah, danger is for when two cars can't go through an area because they're battling. I think that's maybe one of the bigger things to cover. And of course, anytime the value for a break hint or a hint is 1.0, I'm pretty sure that hint has no effect. But you may need one in there just to make the log file happy, or just to make AC happy so it'll load all the hints properly, right? And you can check your hints in the log file to make sure that they're loading, because if I've seen situations where people start the hints at 1 and then it doesn't load anything because it's looking for them to start at 0. So that's something to make sure. And if you check the log file and you see that your hints aren't loading, then it'll be an indicator that, hey, I need to go fix something. So anyway, that's that. If there's questions, comments, please leave them below. Thank you.